Did you miss me? Because I sure did. I saw how uncomfortably close Cynthia and Ariana Grande were, and it had me reminiscing about the channel and the community here.
Something's bothering her. She's gonna fix something. I know.
Sorry.
She's getting the fixing itch that Cynthia Erivo
Right,
gets.
it's not there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because the thing is...
Biggest pinch me.
I can't quite put my finger on it. No.
Popular. Can you believe that we're doing that? It's gonna be so great. That joy he wanted to infuse in every frame.
The necklace didn't need fixing. The arm didn't need touching or grabbing. Something isn't right with these two. I fear Ariana may be held against her will in this friendship. Maybe she's scared of Cynthia. Maybe she's scared to speak up. She doesn't want to hurt her feelings. I don't know, but something's not right. Or maybe, just maybe, they're in a secret, not so secret relationship. Something's just not right. Y'all gonna say, oh, you hating on the friendship? You never had a real friend? I've had real friends and they don't do this. They're not all touchy. They're not all bothered when somebody else comes and touches them. I'm not talking about the guy that jumped on Ari. That was wrong. But something just doesn't seem right.
The cast of Schindler's List and 12 Years a Slave didn't act this traumatized after filming, so what happened on the set of Wicked? Why are they all crying? All the time? Were they doing some weird cult ritual and accidentally kill a munchkin? Are they trauma bonded over that now? What is going on? Every one of those cast members needs a dose of lithium with a side of fries. What is with these creepy interviews? They're just crying, shaking, and stroking each other. Ariana's like age regressing in real time. My favorite color is 5. And Cynthia's trying to breastfeed her. What am I watching? Why are they even airing this shit? And I'm supposed to act like it's normal? And I know this is dangerous territory because the Wicked fan base, some of you guys are some hardcore weirdos. You're gonna try to gaslight me into thinking like you don't understand theater kids or what it's like to be part of a project that you're so passionate about. Blow me. This is not theater kid shit. This is a personality disorder. Oh, Ariana's obviously going through something, and Cynthia's protecting her. That had an affair with a married man. Did we forget? This is called karma. Now her mental illness is on display for everyone to see, but we're just gonna ignore it because she's a really talented singer, right?
We have reached a point in the culture where nobody on the internet can tell the difference between something that is real and something that is not real. We are in like a post-reality reality. This post just came up on my feed. It is so clearly rage bait. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande stun as they reveal they are in a non-demi-curious, semi-binary relationship. Cynthia explained, "It means we're not actually a couple, but we are curious about what that could mean and everything." She demented. Every single person responding to this post is reacting to it as if it is a serious journalistic endeavor. And of course, a lot of people are using it to start discourse about LGBT people and to hate on Cynthia, which I guess is just a thing that everybody on the internet is doing right now. I don't care about Ariana Grande or about Cynthia Erivo particularly. I'm not a wicked girly. If you are, that's fine. I can't avoid seeing things about it because I am a citizen of the internet in 2025. But I am just shocked. I'm just shocked that we're at a point where we can't pick up even a tiny bit on rage bait, even when it's super obvious. Of course, half the comments are probably from bots, which doesn't make it better. It's really getting to a point where I don't know how much longer I can continue to be on social media, because the lack of critical thinking is astounding.
It might be a few years from now, but when the glitter wears off or an NDA expires, we'll probably get like the reasons as to why these two are acting the way that they are. I thought some people were exaggerating, but I just seen like 3 clips back to back and they're very emotional around each other. Like one sets the other off, automatically almost. Like I don't pay attention to her a lot, but recently I've seen like Ariana is very childlike now. Like I thought she was like more so reserved now because you know what happened in the past, but she's very much like a kid.
I'm just gonna say it. Once the press tour and the Oscar run for this movie is over, these two have no business contacting each other for at least the next 2 years. Like, it's getting so weird. The damage is so far gone. I'm nice, so I'm not gonna say what the damage is, but y'all know what it is, and you know it's too far. First and foremost, internet, we have to blame ourselves. We perpetuated this weirdness. Like, when you see them, don't you see, like, when you see that exact high they get off of each other, when they're sucking each other's energies out of each other's souls, Don't you see the light dwindle in their eyes? Does that not concern you? What really sent me in the spiral, honestly, was when Cynthia Erivo allegedly lost her voice right before the premiere and she wasn't gonna do interviews. And Ariana said she wasn't gonna do them either in solidarity. And I was like, oh, brother, we've lost. Ariana, when you go on this tour, I'm going to need you to give Cynthia the thank you next. Block her number. Give her the Pete Davidson treatment because that's insane. You need to go on this tour and remember who you are. The thing about Ariana Grande and every relationship that she has, it's even in her marriages, guys, even in her marriages, it's always a cute little run. But this has gone on too long. Tell her thank you next, and then maybe while you're on the tour, you write another album so you guys don't reunite too quick. And then Cynthia, I don't exactly know what you were doing before this. I know that you were acting and you were on the award show circuit, whatever. Go back to doing that. Find another muse. Because we can't have that. And my biggest gripe is that no one seems to be concerned. No one is concerned. Are we concerned?
I'm gonna call it like it is. Wizard of Oz, short for Wizard of Ozempic. It's getting really weird. Something isn't just off about Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Something is dark. I don't even know where to start. First of all, look at them before they filmed Wicked and after. It literally looks like they are rotting away. I'm genuinely concerned for their well-being. And their friendship, it is not giving sweet sisterhood, it's giving codependency. They're in their own little world and everyone else is on the outside looking in, what is going on. And apparently news just came out that they are in a non-demi-curious, semi-binary relationship. Cynthia said it means we are not actually a couple, but we are curious about what that could mean in everything.
I am going to interject and remind all of you listening that this article is fake and this entire story is not real. Ariana and Cynthia have not confirmed being in a relationship. Also, Cynthia is married.
Okay. I don't know why they like going through all these labels. Why don't you just say we're into each other and we want to date? And then there's this clip, which just gives me the creeps.
To do popular, can you believe that we're doing something? It's so great. That joy he wanted to infuse in every frame.
Ariana Grande's acting like, oh, I'm just so fragile, help me. And Cynthia goes in and acts like she's gonna kiss it or something, starts hugging her arm. If a girl ever did that to me, I'd be like... And not only that, but they share so many tattoos together.
That's in, heard you got tattoos. I know that you love tattoos. I do too. But and I did. You got tattoos like a bunch, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We have both.
Where are they? What are they?
On our hands.
We have for good on our hands.
Yes.
And now that's in we got them on opposites, so when we hold hands, they touch. It's so crazy.
It's ridiculous. We have our puppies.
We have our puppies. Oh, I love the puppy scene.
All I have to say is there's nothing normal about this relationship, this friendship. They are hyper attached to one another, and any normal person watching these videos of them knows something's off.
I want to talk about the public reaction to these two women because it's very interesting. I think it's very illuminating on where we are culturally with women, particularly eccentric women. Do we even allow women to be eccentric? But first we have to acknowledge that some people see everyone in Hollywood as lizard people wearing human skin costumes and that they're really the Illuminati and they're sacrificing goats and children. And you just kind of have to sift through that stupidity whenever you want to talk about celebrities for real. Because there's a lot of animus directed at these two women that is not warranted, right? This is just normal theater kid behavior. If you've never seen it, it just means that you've never participated in a theater production, because I promise you we could go behind the scenes on Broadway, on a high school stage, a local community theater production, and we would find their twins. This is kind of performing 101. Also, they booked the role of their lifetime in a musical that is deeply personal to both of them. So yeah, they're going to be a little oh my God, I love you, I'm so emotional. But beyond that, and starting with Ariana Grande, I think culturally, Ariana Grande's grace period for the traumas that she's endured, just a reminder, the Manchester bombing, the death of Mac Miller, what she endured at Nickelodeon, and also the public revelation of what happened at Nickelodeon, because I think we don't often acknowledge that quiet on set really forced the public into a conversation that a lot of the children who are really there for those situations may not have been ready to publicly confront or face if they ever desire to do so publicly at all. And that's a lot on a person, and healing is not a linear timeline that gets neatly wrapped up with the bow. And this whole why is she pretending to be so fragile? Probably because she is. And I think people would have been more tolerant of this behavior if she started displaying this closer to the passing of Mac, shortly after the Manchester bombings. But I think because she kept performing on as usual, and she's talked about in interviews how she's done the work and therapy, and she's continuing working on herself, and she feels more emotionally at peace to sort of confront these things. But that doesn't line up with how we see healing, especially not in public-facing women. We are only a decade or so removed from tormenting Britney because she had that public breakdown. Oh no, I guess it's almost closer to 20 years. Anyway, people also don't feel sympathy for the both of them because we treat restrictive eating disorders as personal failures and not as a mental illness. That's not to insinuate that eating disorders that result in people gaining weight are treated any better. We treat binge eating also as a moral failure, but people treat women who are obviously suffering from restrictive eating disorders, and both of these women, before Wicked ever premiered, have publicly addressed the fact that they have issues with restriction. And unfortunately, it just looks like they are kind of relapsing in that regard, and we treat that as like vanity. Like, oh, you are suppressing your biological desire to nourish your body? Selfish. It's not given the recognition of how deadly it is. It is the most deadly mental illness, I believe. You can fact check me in the comments, because it predominantly affects women. And people don't have sympathy for what women go through in the plight of beauty. And people only see this as a manifestation of, again, vanity, wanting to be beautiful, and not a sign that something mentally is deeply, deeply wrong. Which links us to Cynthia Erivo, who has cultivated a lot of ill will online with Black Americans. She has some pretty disparaging tweets about African Americans, and then goes on to play Harriet Tubman, Aretha Franklin, star in Broadway productions about the Black American experience, which left a bad taste in people's mouth, particularly online, where, again, is where the most vocal criticism is coming from. And so I think that's what's spurring some of the criticism of almost calling her a coon, because she has a very affectionate relationship with Ariana, which is completely reciprocated, by the way. I don't know if we're all not watching the same clips, but it's not like Cynthia is just obsessing over Ariana. Like, they're both equally obsessed with each other. I also think, and this is something that I've thought about for the past couple years, that people really want to talk about race, gender, class, and pop culture is one of the most accessible ways to do it. Like, if you want to talk about the expectations that women are held to and the way that men don't have to live up to that to be great, we could talk about Dancing with the Stars, how long Andy Richter was allowed to stay on, the rate at which other women were sent home. Hell, even the fact that, like, Whitney got sent home because she hasn't been received well on her reality show. But I also think that without the proper foundation and understanding, like, sociology, even at the most, like, 101 level, people end up treating individuals as if they're avatars of, like, racial politics. And they see that only in a vacuum, and that, like, oh, this is dark-skinned Black woman and racially no, just kidding. I know she's Asian. Girl. And so her protecting her on the red carpet must be mammyism. And it's like, I can tell that you want an outlet to talk about the masculinization of dark-skinned Black women, but you're missing the mark. That's also, sorry to invoke Love Island, but to bring Love Island up again, that's why so many people ride so hard for Love Island, is people do want to talk about the inequality in our society. I don't know why they fixated on, like, Love Islanders to sort of get out their grievances and, again, make them poster children for, like, discrimination, and make their, just standing of a an islander, like, a holy war that now has social justice behind it. But these two women have cultivated, I think, some disfavor online. People also don't look at Ariana right because of the cheating thing. It's having a bigger effect than I think more people are willing to admit. And people also just don't like when women are eccentric. Men are allowed to be, artists. They're allowed to method act a role, and it's so cool. But when women really chew on the material and really connect with each other creatively, sonically, I mean, the way that their voices blend together is immaculate. It's annoying. Finally, because they're so emotionally vulnerable, they're just the easiest to on. Right now, everyone in our society, and for like the past 2 decades, has been obsessed with, like, seeming closed off and, like, nonchalant, and caring about something is chuggy and cringe, and being forward with your emotions is disgusting and an ick. And we see this play out in dating, but we also see this play out in how we allow people to be enthusiastic, because it shouldn't be that weird that two women who are, again, acting in what seems to be one of the most personal projects to them They're connecting so well together. There's just like a great energy coming out of that movie. And it also will be one of the defining movies of the 2020s. Why they're not allowed to like be buku bananas about that. I mean, they've gotten Oscar nominations. Like, this is huge for their career. This is a big fucking deal. Why would you... I get emotional when I think about wins that I've had that are smaller than this, and sometimes I can't even talk about the things that I've accomplished without, like, choking up. So I really do get the impetus to be like, and they're doing it with their best friend. Right now, they're obsessed with each other. Right now, they're best friends. Why would they not be allowed to feel good about that? Because everybody wants to be nonchalant.
If I say this is propaganda for the masculinization of black women, am I gonna be wrong? Like, Cynthia, you was all a 105, if that. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real generous with 5. Y'all know they made Cynthia Man of the Year for People's Magazine? Man of the Year. And for the people who was finna come in my comments saying she identifies they, them, she ain't a man either. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. I'm so sick of this black woman save everybody agenda they got going on. We are the men. We are not the men. Who gonna be the girls? You know what I'm saying? They always trying to make us a superhero in a situation. How are you at 100 pounds gonna defend Ariana Grande? And would she do the same thing for you? Where was her jump up? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hear none of y'all propaganda at the end of the day. Maybe I'm just too up there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tripping. But no, I'm not, because I'm sick of seeing this. I'm sick of seeing black people always being the savior of non-black people. What's T, sister? Every time I see her, she is catering to Ariana Grande as if this is her child. I don't get it. Man of the Year, UK. And they didn't even want to promote her on the Wicked posters. Come on now. I know what they're doing.
Calling it right now, after this movie and all this Wicked stuff is done, after the promo is done, after the movie has come out, everyone's seen it, it's out of the theaters, once they are no longer co-stars, you will never hear Ariana Grande mention Cynthia Erivo. Like, Cynthia Erivo is literally going to become the Pete Davidson. I'm telling you, she's going to get bored and she's going to want to stop playing house with Cynthia Erivo. Like, all of this protector stuff she's doing is going to backfire because in like a year, she's not going to care anymore and no one's going to be talking about Cynthia Erivo and her career is going to fall off. Because we've seen this time and time again. Like, Ariana Grande gets with someone, they use her for her fame, they blow up, they make a career off of it, and then once she's no longer with them, they plummet into obscurity.
This Wicked movie has brought out a lot. I don't think people are reacting this way out of nowhere. It started from Ariana Grande having an affair with Ethan Slater, who was a married man. Also, some of the cast members have had physical transformations and look nothing like they did when they first started, and it is true that Cynthia and Ariana are very, very close. It has been just one thing after another. But you have heard what people had to say. Now what do you think? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below.